Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am so glad you're with me as always. I appreciate the support. You guys rock. As I say, this community more than a channel, and I love our community here. You got any suggestions or comments, please put them in the comments because it is helping other people as we discuss the reMarkable 2 versus the reMarkable Paper Pro today. We're going to be getting into the differences between these two, and hopefully I'll hit every difference that will help you decide which one that you want to go with. So let's start off by size. We're going to talk with size first. Obviously, the reMarkable 2 is a little bit smaller. You can see that you're going to be able to carry it, a little bit easier with you. We'll flip it on, and it's just a little bit smaller. Now, as you can see, I have a planner up, and one of the cool things is with the software, you can hook up the devices. So when I'm working in this planner, it's in both places it's working. And by the way, you can get this planner at MorningCoach.com. We got a brand new one coming for 2025. It's going to be amazing. But as you can see, as we're working the plan, I like a little bit better the form factor of the reMarkable Paper Pro. It's just a little bit bigger. I will tell you, screen-wise, the contrast is a little bit stronger. It seems like the screen is a little bit brighter. Now, we're going to talk about the light in a minute, but we'll turn the light on here. I don't have it on. Now I do. And even with the light, you're going to see that the contrast is just a little bit stronger. And obviously, it's a different type. And I have an overhead light here, which is making this a little bit more challenging. But just from my viewpoint, this contrast is it's a little bit like, I can't say a little brighter if I had to come up with something. So this is the size difference. Obviously, the next difference is color. You can see I have a highlighter here, and we'll put some red in here. So it refreshes. People have complained about that. I don't need to go into that too much, but color does work. I'm primarily using it like red sometimes. I have down here, you can see I put a little mark in red. And then also, one of the functions that I really like with some of my note-taking is to have a highlighter set up, and I can just highlight, and it's like almost like a real piece of paper and a highlighter, and you can see it flash, refresh, and then I've got the yellow. So obviously, you don't have that option here with the reMarkable 2. So if you need color, which I don't necessarily think you need. In fact, I use black and white primarily on my reMarkable Paper Pro. But if you want color, that's something you may want. As far as light goes, we just showed you the light on this does brighten it up. It does allow you to use it in a dark room. It's not the brightest light in the world. Some of my books products are definitely brighter, but it definitely works if you're up in the bedroom or you need to use it. The light does make a difference. You can always put a light on your reMarkable 2, but it is nice to have that feature with that. As far as weight goes, let's go ahead and get this in here, the scale. I do have the typewriter in here, by the way, so let's zero that out. And the reMarkable 2 with the type folio weighs 30.65 ounces, and the reMarkable Paper Pro with the type folio weighs 35.55. Is that right? 35.55, and this weighs 30.65. So you're 5 ounces more, not much. Let's just do the device itself as we take this out. I always have trouble getting it out of the case. And we'll put it here. And the device itself is coming in at 14.3 ounces. And the reMarkable Paper Pro, let's get this out of here. Like I said, I always have trouble getting it out once I get it in the type case. There it comes. There she is. And she's weighing 18, so about 4 ounces more, a little bit heavier, okay? So you can see that's the size difference. And if we open up the typing, since we got them here, let's go ahead and open up the typewriter on them. You have a little bit of a bigger typewriter with the reMarkable Paper Pro than you do, let's move this out of the way, with the reMarkable 2. Key size is the same size. They're exactly the same size. You do have lighting here, so this lights up. That's a little different than that, but you have a little more space here, but typically the same size. They look like exactly the same size, just a little bit more functionality, more space here than obviously you have here. And I know a lot of people don't like the type folio, but for my use, I do use it. It does work. And I like the typing experience on the reMarkable Paper Pro and the reMarkable 2. Don't use it a ton, but I do like it. All right, let's keep going. So as we take that down, we'll take that down. We'll put these back in here. As far as writing feel, so there is a little difference because this is an active stylus and this is not active. So this is going to be depend on the nib. This is definitely a softer feel with the nib. I'm using a King-Write, very similar to the reMarkable. I lost my reMarkable marker. And this is the reMarkable Paper Plus. I do have a normal marker here too. This has got a scratchy feel, but a little bit more like the Apple Pencil. Okay, just a little bit more like the Apple Pencil. A little bit more glassy, but it doesn't bother me. It feels tight. The amount of speed, there's no lag. I actually really like the device. It's growing on me. I like having the Marker Plus because we can erase. And again, same thing here. A little softer feel, and it is a little bit of a difference in the writing feel, okay? So just so you know, takes a little bit of getting used to because it's a little different. Again, you can see there's a little more contrast on the reMarkable 2 than the reMarkable Paper Pro, and the writing feel is just a little bit more glassier, not so much as the original reMarkable, which I think had a real like plastically writing feel. More of a writing feel reMarkable 2 and a little glassy, but still acceptable. I like it. The other thing I really like is the magnet. It's just unbelievably strong. I haven't seen an e-ink device with a magnet this strong. You're not going to lose this thing. And then all their standard cases have a flip over, which helps protect. That was just genius. Whoever did that over at reMarkable, great job with that. I'm very happy with that because I obviously lost my last stylus. I showed you typing. Typing is very similar. Not everybody wants that feature, but I think the reMarkable 2 and the reMarkable does fine. And then the markers. You can use more markers with the reMarkable 2 because obviously it's not set up for an active stylus, which means you've got to have it synced to the device and charged. Final verdict, okay? I love the reMarkable 2. You don't need to rush out and get the reMarkable Paper Pro. If you've got the reMarkable 2, it is a great device. It's older, still works fantastic. You need to understand reMarkable's place in the market. You're looking for a paper replacement. That's what this is. Still works great for your planning. As you can see, our planner's on here. You can do all your notes on here. It works well. Software works across both of them the exact same way, so you're not going to be restricted. In fact, I thought that was one of the best things, was as soon as I hooked my reMarkable Paper Pro up, all my stuff with the reMarkable was in there. If you've watched my other videos, I gave you some desktop applications. If you're somebody that doesn't feel like upgrading, you're going to be fine with the reMarkable 2. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this device. I still love it. But I've been using the reMarkable Paper Pro now for a few weeks, and I'm falling in love with it. Like, I absolutely love this device. I'm using it for much more than I ever thought I would. I usually tend to use my iPad, which I have my notes on here for a lot, and I'm taking my reMarkable Paper Pro even more than my iPad. Now, I know I carry my iPad with me almost everywhere. I have the M4 iPad, but I'm really starting to take this reMarkable Paper Pro with me everywhere, and I'm diving in, as you've watched some of my videos, into my structuring of my files. And the big one for me is my CoachCast notes, which were always done via the Books tab X. I'm now putting them in here, and I showed you there's some notes that I pulled in from ChatGPT. Really, really awesome. I'm loving that device. reMarkable 2, still very capable device. Great device for your student going to school, but you don't have the light, you don't have the colors. You get a little better writing experience, maybe a little more contrast. But if you're somebody that's looking for the best e-ink device on the market, I would definitely go with the big brother. reMarkable Paper Pro is definitely a pro. You can tell, you can feel, it just works. If you have a reMarkable 2 and you don't feel like upgrading, you're in good hands. It's a great device. This isn't something you have to run out and get. okay? Stick with the reMarkable 2. It does work well. And for some of you that are trying to find a device, maybe a first-time ink, you've got an iPad and you want something, a used reMarkable 2, you can get them a little inexpensive right now. Might be a great device for you to pick up and utilize, you know, for your note-taking. So a little bit of the difference, reMarkable 2 versus reMarkable Paper Pro. Any questions, leave them down below. We're having a lot of fun here on the channel. We've got a lot more coming as I'm pursuing my Boston Qualifier Marathon and all the other things that we're doing. We appreciate your support. And as always, head over to Morning Coach, grab the planner. We got a new single sheet. I'll be recording that this week. Some really cool stuff coming for 2025. But excited. It's an exciting time with these devices and structure to be building and really rocking your life. That's what it's about. All right, so go have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. A like would be great. A subscribe would be awesome. And I'll see you next time.